In the summer of 2026, international football underwent a massive recalibration. The 23rd FIFA World Cup stretched across 3 host nations and 39 days, shifting the underlying mechanics of the sport's physics and economics. For a quarter of a century, the tournament operated on a strict familiar mathematics: 32 national teams playing 64 matches, ending with a 7-game path to the trophy. The 2026 edition pushed those boundaries outward. The field swelled to 48 teams, creating a completely new round of 32. The total match inventory reached 104 games, requiring the eventual finalists to survive a grueling 8-match gauntlet. This expansion brought immediate skepticism. Critics argued that adding 16 additional nations would lower the competitive quality of the group stages, while the extended schedule would push elite players past their physical limits. The tournament became a living experiment to see if the scale would break the beautiful game or force it to evolve. The sheer volume of new matchups created a highly volatile group stage and early knockout phase, resulting in a sudden surge in offensive output. This chart tracks the average goals scored per match across recent tournaments. The 2026 average stands at 2.96 goals per match, the highest scoring rate the World Cup has produced since 1970. High-scoring matches allowed top-tier attackers to build historic totals. France's Kylian Mbappé leveraged the extra fixtures to score 10 times, pushing his career total to 22, and surpassing Lionel Messi as the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history. Yet, the superstars shared the spotlight with smaller nations. The wider qualification net allowed debutant associations to finally compete on the global stage, often with surprising, unprecedented success. Cape Verde, representing a tiny population of roughly 530,000 people, drew against Spain and Uruguay to become the smallest nation to ever qualify for the World Cup knockout phase. Off the pitch, the expanded structure functioned as a commercial engine. The joint hosting effort between the United States, Mexico, and Canada generated a massive, record $15 billion in revenue. Financial success held steady even as all 3 host nations exited by the round of 16. Massive stadiums like Houston's Shell Energy consistently drew over 65,000 fans per match, sustaining the tournament's economic momentum. While the financial ledgers and underdog narratives thrived, the sheer volume of games began to influence player behavior in ways the tournament's disciplinary records were about to reveal. Facing a 104-match inventory, the International Football Association Board implemented strict rules to keep the game flowing and discourage time wasting. This graph shows a decline in minor offenses. Players drove yellow cards down to 2.54 per match, the lowest since 1974. But notice this second line. While yellow cards plummeted, strict enforcement caused straight red cards to spike to 16 dismissals. The grueling, compressed schedule stretched players to their physical limits, leading to the late tackles and mental lapses that triggered these dismissals. Surviving the 2026 World Cup bracket required extreme emotional discipline to constantly navigate the mounting pressure of the extended schedule. That dynamic defined the final at MetLife Stadium. European champions Spain met defending champions Argentina to settle the tournament's 8th and final match. Spain countered the high-scoring chaos of the earlier knockout rounds by deploying a rigorous system of total ball control. This radar chart illustrates the sheer extent of that dominance. Spain held over 60% of the possession and executed 647 passes, completely starving Argentina of the ball. The tournament's strict disciplinary environment eventually broke Argentina's composure. Enzo Fernandez received a second yellow for a late challenge in extra time, and Leandro Paredes was sent off for a post-match altercation. Spain leveraged their numerical advantage in the 106th minute, securing a 1-0 victory and the World Cup title. This victory made Spain the first nation to hold both the men's and women's World Cup trophies at the same time. The 48-team format amplified the game's physical and psychological extremes. As the scale of international football grows, the 2026 tournament proved that only teams with supreme tactical mastery and endurance can conquer the full 8-game gauntlet.